let's talk about YouTube and Twitch. So first things first, there is a lot to say about these two behemoths in the live streaming / video hosting landscape, one would say. There's just so much. So let's focus on just the live streaming, and we'll just kind of go from there. As of now, Twitch is still considered the king of live streaming, and that is where the majority of people go to live stream to any platform. There's those others like DLive. There was Mixer. There's just a bunch out there now that are kind of like miscellaneous ones, but they're not like the big players like YouTube or Twitch. Twitch is still, I'd say, in the top 75%. YouTube is like 25%. It's not up there. And these are just kind of numbers I'm throwing out of my head. These are not accurate numbers. But Twitch is still where people go to stream. And it's just kind of the place that's been highlighted as, hey, go here and you have the best chance of being discovered. Which in actuality is the exact opposite. It's kind of weird. Twitch's discoverability is kind of crap. YouTube has some work as well. At least on YouTube though, you can you get thrown into the algorithm and can get recommended here and there to other places, which can be helpful. But if you say, hey, let's go watch a live stream, 5 out of 7 people are going to say, oh, you want to go to Twitch. They're not going to want to go, or they're not going to think YouTube live streams. So that's part of the problem, is YouTube has not made itself into a player just yet. They're working on it, but they're not there. So one of the key areas that differentiates the two is quality. And that's one of the things that up until recently I thought was pretty... one side had most of the cards, and I'll go into this later, but I thought Twitch had much better quality than YouTube, and we'll go into that right now. So yeah, one of the key areas is quality, and up until recently, I thought there was a major difference between the two, and I thought Twitch reigned supreme in the quality department, where you would go there and you would see the best quality streams. This was accurate until I found out something recently, so we'll go over that and kind of go over why Twitch has the upper supremacy in quality, I guess you could say, versus YouTube. So let's get into it now. So regarding Twitch and quality, or Twitch and YouTube in quality, there is a big difference between the two. The big difference mainly is that Twitch allows for a source mode, which means basically whatever is displaying on your OBS or your live streaming software is going to the site and is being displayed to the viewers. YouTube, on the other hand, compresses everything that's sent to it. So you could send Twitch a 1080p 30 FPS 6,000 kilobits per second, and you could send that over to Twitch and to YouTube at the same time, and Twitch would look monumentally better than YouTube. YouTube compresses everything, and it's really bad. Like a 1080p stream on YouTube looks like 480p. If that. It's bad. Go ahead and test it for yourself. I've done a lot of testing I've done some testing for this video specifically, and actually it's a 720p stream with 30 FPS at 6,000 kilobits per second between Twitch and YouTube, and then I have the fix, quote unquote, for YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on the screen now the differences. So I'm going to start with YouTube, and I'll throw that up right now. And it's just some Fortnite gameplay, 720p, 30 FPS, 6,000 kilobits per second. And you can see how it looks, and just notice how blocky it is, how the movement makes everything kind of blocky. And to be more specific, I have the keyframe set to 2, which is the recommended for both Twitch and YouTube. And it's crazy how blocky this looks for a 720p 30 FPS at 6,000 kilobits per second. And on Twitch, it looks golden. I'm going to throw that up right now. And so what this looks like is you can actually notice a lot more finer details come back. The clarity comes back. And it just shows that the source mode is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's just displaying the raw image at 6,000 kilobits per second with no compression. And that's what it is. So it's a big difference. It really is. And up until recently, I thought this was what it was going to be. You know, YouTube was going to have the lesser quality, Twitch had the upper hand, but I seem to have figured out a slight fix. So we're going to go over that now. Just to kind of pipe in with a point here, you can obviously stream at, you know, like 936p or whatever it is. You can stream at 1080p on Twitch as well, but you're limited to 6,000 kilobits per second. Some say there's like 8,000 megabits per or kilobits per second cap, but it's not official. So, you know, 6,000 is what you're officially able to rock with, and you know, it's barely enough for 720p from what I've seen. You can probably get away with 720p 60 FPS just fine, but anything more than that, it's going to start to look blocky and kind of, you know, washed out and whatnot. On YouTube, it's going to look like that either way, and it sucks. But like I said, let's get into the fix for YouTube and what I've kind of found. And there are some drawbacks. That is the one thing. There are drawbacks. On Twitch, you'll have a little bit less latency, so you'll be able to interact with chat a little bit faster. But on Twitch as well, which you have to, you know, take into account, is you don't have guaranteed transcoding. Well, on YouTube, you do with whatever stream you do. So that's an upside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw up a clip of the magic sauce for YouTube streaming, which I've kind of pulled together, and I'm going to throw that up right now. And as you can see, this isn't 720p anymore. It's in fact, it's actually double that, and it's 1440p streaming to YouTube at the same 6,000 kilobits per second. And this, just notice how much better it looks. The clarity is back, the motion stays intact, and it's a really strange occurrence, which you'd think 1440p at 6,000 kilobits per second. What the heck? You know, this doesn't make any sense. How is the quality looking this good? And in my mind, I'm also kind of like, what the hell's going on? I don't understand it either, but it works and I don't get it. So just kind of if you want to go and switch between the two, or the three, I guess I could say. I'm going to go ahead and just throw them up now. You can skip through this. I'll just kind of make it a silent part of the video, but I'll go ahead and throw up each segment, maybe like 10 seconds each, so you can get a kind of comparison between each of them. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and show or I'll let you know the settings that I applied to make the secret YouTube quality streaming possible. So let's get into that now. Okay, so if we are looking at your YouTube live streaming area, you would go to your YouTube studio, then click on go live or whatever. What you want to do is you want to make sure that this stream key says HLS stream key, and you can rename it to whatever you want. But if yours says RTMP stream key, you want to go ahead and click on this little drop down right here and click on create new stream key. In here, you can name it whatever you like. You can name the description just HLS stream key. Go to streaming protocol, click down on there, hit HLS, and then I leave it on just, you know, automatic detection, and that usually did it just for me. So go ahead and click create after that. And then what you need is to make sure that this little thing down here is set to low latency, and that's because the HLS stream key does not support ultra low latency as far as I'm aware. It very well may, but I don't think so. I remember reading somewhere that it didn't. If I am wrong, please correct me in the comments. That'd be awesome. After you set it to low latency, what you want to do is go ahead and copy your stream key here and copy that. Go to your recording software, which I use OBS, and I'm going to drag that over here now. Click on File. If you're using OBS, this is the process for OBS. Go to Settings, click on Stream, and then here's the service, and it's very small for you. I have a 4K display. Unfortunately, I couldn't make this any bigger for the recording. And you go to the service section of the stream tab and click on there. Go all the way down until you find YouTube HLS. Click on that. Make sure it's on the primary YouTube ingest server and paste in that stream key, and everything should be good for the stream tab. All right, next for the output tab is what we want to do for this. What we want to do for this is in the streaming part of the output tab, you want to make sure that the rate control is set to 6,000. You can maybe go higher if you want. I just, compared it to the maximum Twitch bit rate, but that's what I did. Keyframe interval. This one is the weird one, which I found to work best. I set it to 5. YouTube says don't go more than 4. Twitch says 2 is recommended, but the more the keyframe interval, the higher the quality will more than likely be with your stream. I have a thing here that I can put on the screen which describes this. Streaming programs like OBS and XSplit let you set your keyframe interval manually, and for the most part, you're going to want to stick to 2. This value means 2 keyframes every second. It is important to note that keyframes chew up resources, and most streamers agree that 2 is the right balance of quality and performance. You might have noticed in OBS you can set keyframes to 0, and what that does is let OBS calculate the optimal keyframe number for you at the start of the stream. Don't do this. Sometimes OBS will choose an interval too high or low for what you want and mess up your stream later on. Stick to 2 keyframes. On a side note, if you're encoding offline for a YouTube video or something like that, be sure to bump up your keyframes to a bigger number. Nothing crazy, just a bit higher, like 5 will make all the difference. Perfect for 99% of streams. Keyframe interval is 2. Great for recording. Keyframe interval is 5. And this plays into the part here that makes the most sense. So HLS streaming right here is segmented. So it doesn't, it's not like a water hose of just stream bitrate going to YouTube. Segmented HLS means it's like segmented in chunks, basically. So with that being said, you are allowed a higher keyframe because the chunks are allowing the keyframe to be sent higher. I don't know if that makes sense. It might not make any sense, but just think of it as, instead of a steady, stream of water, it's like chunks of water, and you can fill more of those chunks with more keyframes before they're sent to the viewer, and it allows for more quality. I found 5 to be working for me, but you can try lower or higher for whatever you want to do. I have an NVIDIA card, so my preset is quality, profile is set to high, look ahead is on, cycle visual tuning is on, and max keyframes I have set to 4. This video is mainly for someone who is coming from Twitch that wants to try somewhere else to stream and still wants to retain the maximum quality of their streams, or it's for someone that wants to get started with YouTube streaming and just needs some guidance on how to retain the maximum quality for their streams. One of the things that I was struggling with most with streaming was I would want to stream to Twitch because it was just so much better quality than YouTube, and it seemed like that's the only place that I could do it. But now that I found out this small trick, it seems like the playing field may finally be coming to a bit more of a stalemate in terms of quality, and I'm excited for that. YouTube still has a lot of ways to go for beefing up its chat interaction, gifted subs, stuff like that. It needs a lot more work, but with this tip that I found, hopefully it helps bridge the gap a little bit easier for creators that want a different platform than Twitch to stream on, that still want to retain most, if all, of their quality that they would get on Twitch on YouTube. So yeah, I want to say if this helped out, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications if you enjoy gaming and tech-related tip videos. It would be nice. I'm kind of branching out into those as well. But yeah, hopefully this helped. If you liked, hit the like, and please leave a comment letting me know your thoughts or questions. That would be really much appreciated there. All right, guys, thank you guys for joining for this, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!